If we get a phone call from any corner of the state, we don't ask whether that kid and their family can pay for the care that's needed. We just say, come on to Doernbecher, we'll take care of you.
It started when I was 4 months pregnant. And the technician left the room and came back, had a doctor with her that we had not previously met with, and that's when we discovered that Drew had what was called an omphalocele. And they said that his abdominal organs, his liver, intestine, and spleen, were developing on the outside. We met with Dr. Harrison at that point, and he looked at the tests that had been done, and he said to us, let's get him out and let's see what we're dealing with, and I don't see any reason why he won't be out shooting hoops with his buddies someday. I've said it many times, and that it's because of him that Drew is here today. The reality was we were here for 3 months, or almost lost him a few times.
I knew it was pretty serious, and when I finally did get to see him, it was so cool, you know. I think that when you're that young, you think, wow, I'm gonna have a little brother or sister, and it's really cool, but then the first time you see him, you know, your heart just doubles. So it was pretty cool.
I remember one time coming into the NICU, and this was after he was finally able to be held. And that was not until he was about 2 weeks old. But there was a volunteer in the room, and I saw her rocking Drew. Just seeing that there was somebody there to help me, to stand in for me. And that this was someone who didn't know Drew, didn't know us, and just, you know, volunteering her time was pretty amazing. You know, Drew's long-term problem has just been the fact that he hasn't been able to eat any solid food.
Life is doing good, you know.
You got your feeding tube out just this past summer.
Finally.
Still doesn't eat any.
Yeah, but I've made a lot of progress from, you know, when I was born.
That day, I remember when we drove away from there and seeing that flame burning, I just thought, you know, he survived. He made it. We made it.
So Kids Making Miracles is an organization that was started 20 years ago by Myron Childs. What we do is we go around to schools all around Oregon and Southwest Washington facilitating fundraisers for Doernbecher Children's Hospital.
The first real way that I saw Kids Making Miracles make a difference here was by helping us build the new building that we've been taking care of kids in for the past 14 years.
I feel really passionately about how no child would get turned down by Doernbecher. I think that's a pretty amazing thing that is why we're all here, really.
The kids are the poorest part of society. About half of the kids are on government insurance, and so that creates a very financial strain on children's hospitals like Doernbecher. Because of the money that Kids Making Miracles raises, and has now been, I think, $8 million during that 20-year period of time, that's one of the things that helps us be able to take care of any kid who needs us.
To me, Doernbecher is a place where kids can go if they're sick or just need a checkup and they can get help. But it's more than that, it's a home to a lot of patients because that's where they're going to be for a while. It's about getting involved and just realizing that you're doing something that's really great and to have fun and get just the whole school excited about something that they can help out with.
New schools that want to get involved, my main recommendation would probably be to use all your resources.
If a new school wants to come in and raise money for Doernbecher, the one advice I would give them is just think big.
You need to make sure to get all different type of people involved. Like if you're going to do a week-long event, don't only do sports, do a talent show.
We do a badminton tournament. We all dress up crazy and give awards out for best costume.
The pageants bring in a lot of money. Everybody loves them, and it's embarrassing for the studly guys at high schools.
Last year we had a dodgeball tournament, we had an open mic night.
People are more willing to help others than you think they're going to be. Whatever you raise, whether it be 2,000, whether it be 200, anything is going to help Doernbecher.
Being on the council has taught me many skills that I'll use for the rest of my life, and one of them is just communication.
Obviously, it helps the children at the hospital, which is a major part of it, but I also feel like it helps me learn leadership skills.
It's helped me with working with other kids.
It allows me to be bigger than myself.
Each May, we gather at the hospital to rekindle the Kids Making Miracles eternal flame. We start off with a candlelight procession, which I think is really neat because it's a time where everyone can just really get the true meaning behind Doernbechers and realize what they're really helping.
When the kids all came to the windows, it brought it home, I think, for a lot of people.
Kids Making Miracles is just a terrific program, and it supports not only the hospital but the kids and families that we serve.
For a lot of patients, I think that Kids Making Miracles and the Flame is something that gives them hope.
And show them that people are thinking about them and fighting for them, and they're not just forgotten in a hospital room somewhere.
I didn't really take much notice of the Flame until, I learned about Kids Making Miracles, and as long as, the flame is burning, there is hope for people.